to go fund yourself. There's $1,000 on the line every time you hear one of those keywords. So keep your ears peeled for those. You got 5 chances on this show and then into the Corey Roddick Experience. Rover starts them at 9:30 and Corey ends them at 9:30 p.m. So just be listening for him because there's plenty of money to be won. Cavaliers off tonight. They're still here at home tomorrow night. They will play the Orlando Magic. I'm most excited for December the 19th, quite frankly. That is the first appearance of the Utah Jazz here in Cleveland. That's when those two teams will meet because Colin Sexton went to the Jazz, right?
Yep.
Our old boy, who? Lauri Markkanen went to the Jazz in that Donovan Mitchell trade. And both teams out of the gate look pretty good. You were talking about the Sixers and Lakers. Are both, I don't know if it's changed, but as of yesterday, they were both 0-3.
The Sixers have won.
Okay.
They beat the Raptors, I want to say, and then your Bulls looked good last night. They won.
Yeah, better than they did against the Cavaliers.
I think they beat the Celtics, which they were undefeated too. So yeah, you know,
it's a good start to the season.
It's exciting. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening. Ja Morant is on a crazy tear. He's plays for the Grizzlies, and he's a lot of fun to watch. They beat the Nets, who ended up having Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant both come back, and they both scored like 37 or 38 points and still lost.
Yeah. Would you say that there's excitement in the air?
I don't like to just put things out there like that.
Especially with all the climate activists running around. I don't want
mashed potatoes getting thrown on me.
I don't need letters written to me, all right? But if there's basketball excitement in the air, my understanding is that the risk of chlorofluorocarbons in basketball excitement in the air is relatively low.
I follow basketball for the whole season. I don't think it really gets on like a national scene till Christmas when they play those Christmas Day games, and like more casual fans come along later in the season, especially once football's over.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I love basketball. It's my favorite sport, so I watch all the highlights every morning after, just to see what's going on in the league.
Well, and this is a weird time of year for me because, I've got it wasn't that long ago that I switched out my White Sox license plate frame to the Bears. But now the Bulls are playing too. Blackhawks are playing too. I'm wearing my Hawks shirt today.
When you got the Bears last night looked good.
Bears look great. What are you kidding me? How about those Chicago Bears? Holy camole.
No one can make sense of this football season so far. The Seahawks are leading their division.
Jets are great.
The Green Bay Packers and Buccaneers both suck.
Yeah.
The Jets are good. The Giants are good. None of it makes sense. The Bears have been bad, but then last night they looked awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here?
What gives?
Mm-hmm.
As my grandmother used to say. So anyway, Cavaliers, Orlando Magic, tomorrow night at the Romo Fijo, 7 o'clock tip-off.
I'll be there again.
Here on WMMS and on the iHeartRadio app. You will be there again.
Yes, Loudville this time.
Will you? Where were you last time?
Lower
Quietville?
Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you had I
had some
really
good
sweet
seats for that
for
one. Not sweet. Like it's like the upper part of the lower bowl, but it's still technically the lower bowl.
And tomorrow night you'll be way up there.
Yeah, I'll be up there in Loudville with the real fans.
Mm-hmm. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what we say.
They're up there screaming.
That's what you say to make poor people feel better. We're the real fans.
The real fans. They can barely afford these tickets, and yet they go to support the team.
Exactly.
God bless. I did want to bring it to Poundcake's attention, if he hadn't seen it yet, that Name a Snowplow 2022 has come back around again.
Plank Jackson. Let's do it.
Plank Jackson was last year. I don't think he officially submitted it, but it was a great idea. Did you ever officially submit Plank Jackson?
No, that was just a show favorite.
It's here on the show. Every year, the Ohio Turnpike, and every state does this. The Department of Transportation does like a little name a snowplow thing, and I couldn't even tell you what the names were last year. But I think this time you should really give it some thought, okay? Because each winner gets a $100 gift card. Now, to what? Don't know. Probably like one of those Visa doohickeys, right?
Hey, you can spend those on anything, though.
Sure. These days, you can spend $100 at the grocery store in about 10 minutes. Doesn't take that long. You really rack up the groceries. So, again, I don't know what the names were last year, but, here they are. Snow Force 1, no good. Darth Blader. Plowy McPlowface. Kind of over that whole thing.
Yeah, we've done that.
The McFace thing. Snowmore, Mr. Nice Guy.
That's good.
Snow-Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or the Star Wars one, too.
O.H. Snow, you didn't. Sir Plows a lot, and push it real good.
That's good.
So I have, and it might not be something that comes to your mind immediately, Poundcake. You might not have something in the chamber, but just the randomness with which your brain tends to work best, I think that you could come up with something for this.
I think so too. I'm like trying
Just
to.
off the top of your head right now, they go, Poundcake, we're desperate. We need to name our last snowplow. What do you have for us? And you give them.
I don't have anything right now. I'm trying.
Would you give them Plank Jackson, just so that they would?
Just to shut up.
He's not. He's not even the mayor anymore, but you could still give them Plank Jackson.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think. Like, I love a good pun, and my mix with like puns and pop culture.
Yeah.
I just don't think I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be clever that hasn't already been done.
With snow, or plow, or drift, or
Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
how about butthole of the world, McPlowface?
I'm down with that.
Okay, well, just something to consider.
I'll think of a couple and I'll send them to you.
Okay. Allen Raptors beat the Heat last night.
Okay.
Okay.
Who did the Sixers won their first game.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Jordan Clarkson is also on the Jazz. Yeah, because we sent them a bunch of players.
Well,
for
we
Donovan
sent
Mitchell, right?
We sent Jordan Clarkson there years ago.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like he had
2
been
seasons
around.
ago.
No, all right. What? Go ahead.
Lil Plow Wow.
Yeah, listen, yes.
Like
Send them
Plow
Lil
No,
Plow
actually, I
Wow.
don't hate that.
Lil
Right.
Plow Wow.
Lil Plow
Okay.
Wow's all right.
How about bibbed for her pleasure? With the name checking the new mayor. How about that?
Oh, they beat the Pacers last night.
Pacers.
That's not as impressive.
No, that's
But-
Larry Bird
Still good.
and the Indiana Pacers. Reggie Miller. Okay. Well, anyway, I think
Chicka Plow Plow.
yes, send them that. OhioTurnpike.org. Bow chicka plow plow.
I love Bow Chicka
That
Plow Plow.
is
That's
dynamite.
That's incredible.
Yes,
Y'all not about to take my money. It's mine. It's copywritten. It's
That's
trademarked,
right.
It's on the
Stop
radio.
saying it on the radio. Submit it right now.
it has already been spoken
I
for.
was trying to help.
Bow chicka plow wow.
Bound Chicka Plow Plow.
Plow,
and then
plow,
Lil
yeah.
Plow Wow.
Lil
was
Plow
the other
Wow.
one.
Yeah, those are all good. Anytime you want to leave us a message, the Alan Cox Show After Hours line is available to you. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, I was listening to the podcast where you guys were talking about going to the ER and in the waiting room. There's someone I work with, their brother had some chest pain and they went to the ER and they didn't triage him and he was waiting in the emergency room waiting room and they didn't get to him and he died in the waiting room. So hospitals don't care about people. It's real unfortunate. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I wonder what your liability is if someone dies in your waiting room at the ER, because we got onto that thing yesterday about people in the ER and, attention, and people were texting me saying if you just go in and say, I have chest pains, they'll see you right away. Or you have a tightness in your chest, they'll see those. And according to that girl, that's not true. Somebody was sitting in there and they died in the ER. And it's not unprecedented. I mean, you do hear randomly those kinds of stories, but I wonder what kind of liability there is, if any. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people in there, and, they got to do a quick scan of the room and go, okay, we got this guy. He's got a crowbar in the back of his neck. This other guy over here has got half a leg. This guy's got tightness in his chest. As far as they're concerned, that could be acid reflux. You know how many people probably go to the ER and say, I'm having a heart attack, and then they get back there, and they just fart.
And there's and they give them a Tums and they go, wow, that feels great.
I'm not having a heart attack anymore. I'm much better, Doc. Thank you so much.
Where did Mary go?
What?
Where did Mary go?
I don't know. What is she doing?
I don't know.
Oh, is she doing another photo shoot?
I don't know.
All right. I also thought of Poundcake, too, because, he and his family went to the Grand Canyon this past summer. and I was reading about. Now, I've never been out there, so I was ignorant to the fact that there is an elevator that will take you down into the Grand Canyon. Did you guys take the elevator?
He's on the phone.
On the phone.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
I don't think they took the elevator.
Well,
'cause I
that
think
elevator
it's-
malfunctioned, and
that's
it kept
terrifying.
5 people under 21 stories underground in the Grand Canyon. There have to be stairs in there, but they were trapped in the elevator. They were at the Peach Springs, Arizona part of the Grand Canyon, and apparently they were unable to use the stairway system. They were waiting. Were they inside or outside? It's hard to tell, but they said they were stranded 21 stories in the Grand Canyon. But isn't it all, it's got to be all lit up, and it's got to be all...
I mean, you're in an elevator, so it's probably light in there, but it still sucks to be stuck in an elevator.
But I don't know if they were in the car. It says they were waiting for a ride to the surface. The tourists are accommodated by, well, I mean... I guess they have suites down there or something. They will huckster our national heritage in every possible way that they can. It's like a natural Vegas from what I can see here at the Grand Canyon, because there's probably so much direct traffic between the two sites. There are hotel keepers who run a 6-person suite and food service in the caverns. You know, you might be walking through the Grand Canyon and you might start to get a little peckish. You know how people are. They can't go 45 minutes without eating something, and so they have people that will take care of that for you. The suites are $1,000 a night. They try to get the elevator running. So I think what happened was these people, it sounds like they were stranded in their suites, in their luxury suites, and they couldn't get back up topside
Well, that's not
to the
as
Grand Canyon.
bad as being stuck in an elevator.
Right. The visitors were unable to use a steep stairway system. Holy mackerel. These 5 people. All we have down here is fresh sushi and cucumber water and stairs that we can't use.
And desserts, but I'm not ready for dessert yet.
My sweet tooth is very regimented. I haven't even had my full meal yet.
Maybe after I walk up this steep staircase, then I'll have earned the sweets. But then I got to walk back down to get them.
I'll get all my steps in, and then I'll have that molten lava cake.
That's a lot of steps going up. I mean,
Yeah,
walking up that many stairs, it's a good workout.
there you go.
You earned a little treat.
It sounds like they were put up in one of these luxury suites because they couldn't get topside, which
there
is
you
still, boy, out of all the ways to get stranded, this is not exactly like that documentary, the Chilean miners
Right.
or the Taiwan, the Thailand soccer team or whatever, where they're sending divers in to haul them out before they drown. These people, oh, how was your trip? Oh, we got stranded 21 stories below the Grand Canyon.
What was the boat that sank that they were talking about on Seinfeld?
The Andrea Doria.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were 1,200 survivors.
1,200.
What? I got some money here for you. It's $1,000. It's a chance to go fund yourself. Listen up and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword dollar at WMMS.com. That's dollar. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, so
What's going on, Rich?
hey, so I've got a story about being in the emergency room. I broke my collarbone about 10 years ago, and I get up to the front desk, and they're like, well, what's the problem? I said, I broke my collarbone. And they go, are you having any chest pains? And I said, will it get me in faster if I say yes? And she didn't really like that. She just gave me this stone face and said,
Yeah.
sir, are you having any chest pains? And I said, no. And she said, go sit down.
Yeah, she was all mad. You're like, no, I'm not. Although, Rich, in your defense, they say that I remember my dad broke his collarbone many, many years ago when I was a kid. And that's reportedly like one of the most painful recoveries and the whole bit with the collarbone, right?
And there's not much
It
they can
hurt.
do
It
about it,
sucked.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't get a cast. I had to sleep in a recliner, which got real old real quick. for weeks. I had to get surgery. I had a plate with 7 screws, and so the recovery was like a month. I mean, it took me forever.
Oh, how'd you do it?
So I dove into a bush on the University of Akron campus.
Of course he did. I dove into a bush, and boy, that was a concrete bush. I really hit I hit the branch the wrong way.
It had like a trunk. It was like 6 inches in diameter. I hit that trunk square on my collarbone, and
Oof.
it just shattered me.
I assume you were inebriated, Rich.
So I was not. I was helping a friend with their video production project.
Yeah.
And my goal, there was a video about bush diving. And so my role was to dive into this bush, right? And I dove in too hard.
Wow. Oof. Bill, I don't ever remember getting hurt in college bush diving. I'll tell you what, I was...
What do you mean by that?
Holy cow. Thank you, Rich. I just remember nothing but soft landings.
Well, why were you diving into bushes in college?
Because there are a lot of bushes.
But what
I like diving into the bushes.
What kind of bush?
Girl bush.
Oh, yeah. Now you can play the music. I thought you were actually diving into bushes like the plants, not like a lady's bush. You dog, you.
You rascal. Oh. Hey, Caleb.
Yeah, bush diving. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, so I work as a full-time fireman and paramedic. Kinda going back.
Good for you.
Yep. I earned that. Going back to yesterday, once COVID hit, if you go in by ambulance, they don't really care unless it's serious. So we are taking people basically through the ER, showing them all the beds that they aren't going to sit in immediately, and then putting them in the waiting room with everyone else if the ER deems it necessary to put them out there.
Well, COVID was battle conditions, though. I mean, it was literally.
Well, it's still going on now.
Is
because
it?
of the staffing and everything else. So, I mean, we're still, they're triaging people, and if you need to be seen immediately, they will. But, like, the notion that, have the ambulance take you, you're going to go right back, that's not really a thing anymore.
So you have to be basically in, like, full-on arrest for them to kind of take you off the thing and get you right in there.
It depends how busy you are a day. It's like anything else, Some days you go and you wait in line. Some days you don't.
It's like going to Chipotle now. Healthcare is like Chipotle. They're like, would you like double meat? Get to the back of the line and we'll see you when we can. Here's a sling.
Yeah.
But I'm having a heart attack. Put on the sling.
Yeah, and stay off the sneeze guard.
Right. Here's 2 Tylenol and stay off the sneeze guard. Okay, thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, love you, bye.
There's Caleb in Kent. The rare live contact from Caleb in Kent, who's out there doing the Lord's work. When we were talking yesterday about, I know what it was, because John Heffron had that issue when Mary's in Oklahoma City and was talking about how it took an hour and 10 minutes to get the ambulance there. That's how we got on that whole thing. And people were saying that, like, for as expensive as ambulances are, that EMTs aren't paid very much at all, which sucks. I mean, I know a couple of guys who make, I shouldn't say decent money, but they're not making minimum wage, And I guess that just depends on where you're living and where you're working. But Justin in Canton suggests Jadeveon Clowney. There you go. There's a sports reference. Poundcake wouldn't have come up with that, but.
I mean, he Poundcake went above and beyond with his suggestions.
I like Bow Chicka Plow Plow. What about Flowers for Algernon?
What?
You never read Flowers for Algernon?
No.
You didn't. That's like a junior high book.
I probably
What were
did.
they teaching you in Oberlin?
I think we were supposed to read it, but I don't think I actually did
really?
read it.
Oh.
I mean, I was assigned a lot of books to read. I didn't read them.
But the point is, you were assigned that book.
I've heard of the book.
Yeah.
I know I was supposed to read it.
Yeah, I don't.
Poundcake didn't read it.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
What do you remember reading in, like, junior high?
I don't remember exactly.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember what books I read in 3 years of my life. I don't remember.
Huh. What about high school?
What books have you read since you graduated college?
I'm thinking. That doesn't mean a no.
It's going to be a celebrity autobiography or something.
It doesn't mean
it's
a
going to be the book version of Surviving R. Kelly, the transcript of the documentary.
The transcript.
Oh, the sorrow and the agony just jumps right off the page.
Who's worse, watching Surviving R. Kelly or having their kids dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween? I don't want to hear it.
Did you send us that in the group chat?
I did.
Yeah, but whose kid was that?
Yeah.
No, it was on Facebook.
Oh.
I don't know if it was someone's kid or if it was like...
Well, it's a kid.
It's a kid, but I don't know if it's one of my
Well,
friends'
because
kids.
I had heard of that, and I don't know if it's actually going on. I don't know if anybody's sending their kid out, even your friend. I don't know if anybody's sending their kid out. But, eBay was like, we're banning Dahmer costumes. And it's like, it's a white T-shirt and glasses. How are you going to ban that?
And a drill.
And a drill. Send your kid out. That's one of those things I think is like a fake meme. Like, I don't think anyone is sending their kid out as Jeffrey Dahmer. You know how, like, parents will get their undies in a twist because there's a new TikTok challenge that the kids are, but it's all one big troll to see if they can get it on the news or whatever.
Right.
Nobody's going to convince me that anybody sent their kid out as Jeffrey Dahmer. I know there's a lot of dopes out there who think really dumb stuff is funny.
Yeah,
but I don't get it, man. I mean, it's a T-shirt and glasses and, trick or treat, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, who would send their kid out like that?
One of my college roommates went as Jerry Sandusky the year after the whole thing blew up.
And there's people that dress their kids up like Hitler and they're like, "Isn't that funny?"
Well, that's a whole other thing, though. Those are people that are really into Hitler. I mean,
right, but there's people that are just, they're, whatever the joke is that they're going for, they'll do it because they don't give a care.
But
whatever.
eBay is like, we banned any listing that promotes or glorifies violence. It's like, you can still buy Jason costumes. That's clearly not the case. You can buy all kinds of weird costumes on eBay. I saw it was weird that...
Not that kind of violence.
Because I didn't know that there were, like, full Jeffrey Dahmer costumes being sold. I thought people were just, piecemealing them together. It doesn't take a lot. A little red food coloring on a white T-shirt. I got to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192 to get me there, AlanCoxShow.com. If you want to watch live, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7
WMMS.